We're all different. I used to trust my mind. It destroyed my life. It was awful. I was no good to myself, and I certainly wasn't good to anybody else. And it's what happens to most people. You know, what happens to most people is that they just get lost in the life. You know, they get lost in that whole process, and they never get an opportunity to find out what's really there for you, for each and every one of you. Because each and every one of you have an enormous potential. I mean, you know, and that's not some kind of fairy tale story. You know, the fact is everybody has a potential. Most of them never touch it. Most of them never even know it's there. Most of them never have a chance to live it. You know, the beauty is to recognize that power in you, all of you. You know, to begin to understand that it's time for you to find that place inside of yourself that's going to tell you precisely what you need. When I started my work, I used to do a lot of readings, you know, thousands of people that I dealt with. And it really freaked me out. Because what freaked me out was they all hated themselves. I mean, really. People who just don't like themselves. Look in the mirror and wish they were something else. You don't want to be like that. Don't want to look in that mirror and wish you're something else. You want to look in that mirror and see something that you really like. And it's not something that you define by what other people think. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter what their opinions are, what their impressions are, what their this and that is. What matters is that the moment that you can take your life in your own hands, you can begin to trust yourself and you can begin to love yourself. The biggest trap in this point in your life is looking for somebody to love you. Be very careful. Be very careful. The fact that somebody loves you, you know, is not the point. The fact that you love yourself is really the point. You have to see it in yourself. It's nice to recognize that in others, but to see it in yourself. To know that you're worthy, to know that you don't need that love, that you don't need that friendship, that you don't need that trip, whatever it may be. To be so clear about that, because if you don't take control of your lives now, you'll never have control of your lives. You won't. And you'll spend the rest of your lives listening to other people tell you what the hell to do and push you this way and that way. This life is not an easy place, eh? These people that live out here in this world, they're all caught in this trap and they're helpless in it. And it's not what's here for you, and you're young enough that you don't have to have all this conditioned bullshit, you know, that others have. You have a chance to just break free.